Hey guys, it's Catfish here again and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about something that not many people like talking about, and that's shotguns. So why do not many people like talking about shotguns? Well, let me put it this way.
Dad, cover me! Killed! Clear! Reloading! Killed! Cover me! Expired!
So in this video, I discovered weapon statistics for shotguns, especially that new NS2000 shotgun that you find on the Nusa map. And the way I did it was by going into the training grounds, shooting the head and chest of each target, making sure that all the pellets of the shotgun shell landed within the target region. I then recorded the damage and then spam fired each shotgun and used a video editing software to find the shortest possible duration in between the two shots. For the DPS, I fired 4 shots and took into account the pump reload in between every 2 shots. I crunched all the numbers and here's what I found. Most shotguns deal around mid 200 damage to the chest and mid 300 damage to the head, assuming all your pellets hit them. Keep in mind that this is only a point blank range, and depending on the shotgun, firing over longer ranges will decrease the damage of your shots. I'll leave the link to this spreadsheet in the description, but there's a few things worth noting. So the chest DPS is assuming all your pellets hit the chest and every shot hits the chest, how fast does the shotgun kills. The headshot is exactly the same thing but applied to heads. So assuming every pellet and every shot hits the head, how fast do the weapons kill? Again, because these are shotguns, these numbers are taken with a grain of salt because it's very unlikely that every pellet and every shot is going to be able to hit the headshot or the chest region. Now, the 10% headshot DPS is interesting because that is if I took into account that 10% of the pellets you fire hit the head, but only 90% of the pellets hit the body. And then what would the DPS be? And then 10% headshot DPS is if 20% of your pellets hit the head, and then the other 80% of your pellets of each shot that you fire hits the chest, and that will be the DPS there. I took a look at a lot of player stats, and the average typical player gets around a 20% headshot ratio. So I will be using the 20% headshot DPS when calculating how fast the shotguns kill. Okay, so a few things that are worth noting. The first thing, I'll just go in order, starting from the top and working my way down. The sawed-off shotgun fires its 2 shots insanely quickly. It can get off both shots that are in the bullets within 2 frames. That's 3% of a second. At point-blank range, this makes the sawed-off shotgun the highest damage per second weapon in the game, assuming both shots hit your target and not a single pellet misses, which again is very unlikely. Keep in mind that with shotguns, looking at DPS values has a grain of salt because guns like the sawed-off shotgun and S686 has only 2 shells chambered. So just because a gun could kill fast doesn't mean that these shotguns has even enough shells to do the job. So next up is the S686. Now, the S686 is a pretty typical shotgun and deals pretty typical shotgun damage. It fires exactly 10 shots per second, which is exactly the same rate of fire as the SKS. Now, next up is the legendary M1014 shotgun, which is the ultimate meta god of ranked TDM. It fires 7.5 rounds a second and deals the same damage as S686. Due to the M1014 having a good balance of killing speed and the number of shells, it's perhaps the best close-range weapon in a TDM defensive position, meaning you're camping the enemy. Interestingly, when I tested the M1014, aiming down your sights actually prevents the pellets from spreading as much as if you hip fire, which shouldn't make any sense at all because it's all the same shells. But apparently, aiming down sights prevent your pellets from spreading as much. All right, next up is the S12K. Now, the S12K fires slower than the M1014. You can see right over here. It only fires 5 bullets a second compared to 7.5 bullets, I should say shells per second. It also deals less damage, which means it's not very competitive compared to the M1014 in ranked TDM. Now, the new NS2000 shotgun is very, very interesting. When you hip fire, the gun fires faster than when you aim down sights. You can see that when you hip fire, it fires 3.33 bullets a second, but when you aim down sights, you only fire 1.76 bullets a second. Now, when you use the hipfire, it fires shells that spread, dealing the highest possible shotgun damage in the game, even more than the M1014 actually. However, due to its slower rate of fire, it's not as competitive as the legendary M1014, where you can literally spam tap and each bullet is capable, or each shell is capable of killing one person in one shot. When you scope in with the NS2000, it fires slug rounds, and then now it deals 117 damage to the chest and 223 damage to the head. There's not really another weapon in the game that has similar damage to this, so it's hard to compare it, but to put things into perspective, it deals more damage than the M24 but less than the AWM, so it's about in the middle. Now, the DBS, next up, deals slightly less damage than the M1014, but it deals slightly more damage than the S12K. So when comparing these three shotguns, it's kind of in the middle. However, it has the slowest rate of fire compared to these three guns, the M1014 and the S12K. It makes up for that with 14 shells in the weapon. Now finally, the S1897 is the worst shotgun in the game. It doesn't have that many shells going for it, and it also doesn't kill very fast due to its slow rate of fire. Now, when comparing the killing speed of shotguns at close range compared to any other weapon, it's a no-brainer that shotguns will take the top of the list, except for the dog water S1897. However, I would not recommend shotguns for classics nor metro unless you're really good at them, because they are only effective to around 20 meters, and you would be severely compromising your flexibility if you choose a shotgun just for a close range combat over, say, like an AKM or an Uzi. Both of these weapons are able to handle close range combat up to 30 meters. However, in the realm of ranked TDM or normal TDM, there's no denying that the M1014, with its good balance between shells, number of shells, and the damage and the kill speed, it is the best weapon for these game modes. I would go as far out to say that I would recommend the M1014 for the average player over the SKS and the Groza. That's just the truth of how good it is. Alright, I mean, that's pretty much it. I hope you found this helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you hated it, let me know why down in the comments. Finally, if you didn't already know this, I recently recreated my Catfish Discord server as well as a friendly tactic-based clan. I'm currently actively recruiting players from all skill levels, so if you wish to play a game with me and possibly be featured in my next video, join the Discord using the link in the description. The requirements and the tryouts are all found in the Discord. Alright, that's it. See you guys in the next one.